Peace. So I'm making a video today and I want to talk about veganism and plant-based livity, plant-based lifestyles. Um, and what I want to talk about is some of the more popular ideologies as far as how to be a vegan and what is the healthiest way to be a vegan. Some of my own personal experience learning what is the healthiest way to be a vegan, and a little bit more about my story as far as where I'm coming from. This is what I want to talk about just to preface the video. So I've been basically for the past 10 years what I have to call a part-time vegan. And what I mean by that is it was around 10 years ago when I had the vision of how veganism or plant-based livity is the healthiest way for human beings to live. So for the past 10 years, I've been cultivating the lifestyle within myself. But I haven't been 100%. It took me some time in the beginning. The first thing I did, I cut out red meat. Eventually, I cut out all meat, and then eventually I cut out dairy and eggs. Um, but the dairy and eggs, that was the last to go. And so, yeah, this was about 5 years ago. So, about 5 years ago, I became 100% vegan and maintained that for about 2.5 years. And what has happened within the past 3 years of my life, I've been in Tanzania and I've been returned to what I have to call part-time vegan. Um, so what has happened within the past 6 months, however, I've felt remotivated to become vegan, not only vegan, but actually to promote veganism as a way of life. Um, Not to the extreme that you may see on the internet, but just more just within myself. I know that this is what I want to do, so I do want to promote it as a positive message, and that's where I'm coming from. That's my vegan story. I may vlog about that a little more in the future, some more details about my personal story. But today I want to talk about this overview of four of the most popular ideologies within veganism, as far as how to be a healthy vegan and what I've learned about all these ideologies. So there's actually four books and four authors that I want to talk about. I've actually only read one and a half of the books, but I've still, had a chance to learn about the ideologies from personal experience, and also just a lot of interacting with people and YouTube. I've learned from YouTube, or just seeing how what people talk about on YouTube are things that I have actual personal experience with in my life. So I just want to share some of that experience in this video. So the first book I want to talk about is a book I mentioned in a previous video. It's called The Mucusless Diet Healing System. And this book is what I would have to call an unorthodox view of conventional fruitarianism, or how humans are frugivores. Humans, the natural way for humans to eat is fruit based. And this book, The Mucusless Diet Healing System, is what I'd have to call an unorthodox or unconventional um, ideology or perspective as to why that is so, why humans are frugivores, and an unconventional view of physiology and human physiology and anatomy of the human body. So that's a great book. And the one key bit of information that I took from that book is the importance of fruit sugar, how fruit sugar is distinguished from any other kind of processed or refined sugar. And fruit sugar is kind of the foundation for a healthy blood, not healthy blood circulation, but for healthy blood building. Our body at a cellular level regenerates and rebuilds itself, and fruit sugar is the foundation of that regeneration. If we're not giving ourselves enough fruit sugar, then we're going to begin to degenerate. So that's some information I was able to extract from that book. The second book is a book that I haven't actually finished, but is similar to The Mucusless Diet Healing System. Is a book by this guy, Dr. Robert Morse, and the book is called the The Miracle Detox Source Book. And again, this is a book. The premise of this book is that human beings are frugivores and we're supposed to be eating fruit. And this is a great book for learning more about the power of raw foods and fruits and herbs for healing the human body. And this book also presents a more conventional overview of the anatomy and physiology of the human body. So it's a great reason for checking out that book. The third book is called The Starch Solution by um, a man named Dr. John McDougall, I believe is his name. And I haven't read this book, so I'm not giving a book review. But what I want to say about this man's the basic premise of what this man's teachings are, as far as human beings are starch based, um, as far as how we should be eating, and his validation, how he validates his argument is looking through history and examining all civilizations that have thrived and flourished, have been starch based because of their agriculture. So all I can say about that is I do not think that human beings need to be starch based, but I do think that starch has great value for, just like what he was saying, if you need to feed a large group of people, a large population of people, or even just a family, and it's more economical and efficient. Starch is very economical and efficient in that with that regard. So some of these other diets, they're actually, it can be expensive depending on where you are in the world. So um, what I've learned about the mucusless and the detox of raw foods is that you don't want to allow starch to accumulate in your body too heavy. That's what I feel. So, but at the same time, it's like it can be a very efficient source of calories. I've noticed a very good source of fuel if you have a very active lifestyle. You want to, get high carbohydrates in. So, starch is a great way to do that. That's how I feel about the starch based. And so, the fourth book is another book that I actually have not read. It's a book called Eat to Live by a man named Dr. Joel Furman. And in this book, he talks about something called Nutritarian, a Nutritarian diet or a Nutritarian way of life. And basically, what that means is making sure and trying to get the highest nutritional value or highest nutrient density per calorie. Um, so what he's emphasizing is paying close attention to the micronutrients and the healing properties of the foods that we're eating, and just ensuring that we're getting the highest nutrient density in our diet. So it's kind of in contrast to the starch based diet. And what I think is interesting about that book or about that ideology is it seems to be more future based, kind of like how the starch based diet is looking at the past and saying, well, this is what humans should do based on the past. And the nutrient nutritarian seems to be more like, well, we have all this new information, we have all this amazing technology that affords us to be able to have this incredible diversity. Not now me, I'm in Tanzania and I just have what I have. It's not as easy to get some of the things that people get in the Western world, but for people in the Western world, it's like, oh, there's this amazing. We have access to everything, anything anyone could possibly want. So why not get the best of the best with everything you do? So the only thing that I would have to say that within the contrast is ideological, like in terms of what's the best ideology between those two, the starch based and the nutrient dense based, is that not everyone necessarily can afford to get the best of the best every time. So some people do need to have like a nice starch staple, whether it's rice, potatoes, whatever it might be, and maintain that staple. And then on top of that, add on with, you know, the high nutrient superfoods whenever they can. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at with it. And to answer the question of what is the best way to be a vegan, what is the healthiest way to be a vegan, as far as what I'm concerned, what I'm now doing is something I'm calling the holistic, nutritarian, fruit-based vegan. That's where I'm going with it. Right now, I do think within my future, I can see myself transitioning into 100% raw foods, fruitarian, mucusless way of life. But for right now, I'm 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 finding value within the cooked foods, and even some starch. I'm trying to stay off the white rice. but I'm eating plenty of potatoes. And I'll be back with more updates as far as how I'm progressing on my path, on my journey to, really fulfilling the promise of the vegan way of life. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for future videos. And of course, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.